Well, hello and welcome to 60 Up Members Page Wellness Wednesday with myself, Kathy Stevens. Hope you're all joining me today for a great Beat the Heat 60 Up circuit workout. And I'll talk a little bit about how we're going to beat the heat with this workout. But before I get started, and hopefully as I'm talking, a few of you will join in and comment so I know you're there and you can hear me. I just want to start off with a little bit of dialogue about working out during the summer months when it is a little hotter both outside and inside. And what are some wellness tips that I can give you to make your training a little bit more safe and effective during the hot months of summer? So I don't know where you guys are, but I'm in California and we have been experiencing quite a bit of a heat wave. So this is what kind of motivated me to take on this topic for today. So I call this my Beat the Heat training tips. And you will see that I posted them on the 60 Up member page so that if you come in late or you miss them, you can check them out on the website themselves. So let's start with the first tip. It's hydration. And we talked so much about hydration over the last few months, but in particular during the summer months, we tend to run a little dehydrated as we age anyway. And that's hard on our kidneys and so many other facets of your overall health and wellness: skin, kidneys, energy levels, metabolism. Being dehydrated is counterproductive for all of those systems. So, what is my recommendation? Normally, during just any time of the year, I say that you should drink maybe about 8 ounces prior to a workout and then about 2 to 4 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. We're going to double that up during the summer. So I'm going to say that maybe an hour or two before the workout, you should drink 16 ounces of water, or 8 to 16 ounces. And then during the workout, try to up it to about 4 to 6 ounces every 15 to 20 minutes. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, but if you don't like the taste of just water, of course, you can always add some type of flavoring or some electrolytes or something else to that water to continue to make you want to drink throughout the workout. In today's workout, because it's all about beating the heat, I'm going to take very concentrated breaks, and we're all going to have our water nearby, so make sure you've got your full glass, and I'm going to ask you to take 4 to 6 gulps, which is going to get us right in that 4 to 6 ounce range, depending on how big your gulps are. Okay, next point, clothing. So keep in mind that your body, when you are overheated, whether that's because you're outdoors in the sun or you're working out and building up internal heat, the blood tries to cool itself down by circulating, and then what comes up through the skin is that heat evaporating. Now, if it can't evaporate because of the atmosphere or clothing, then you see it form as sweat on your skin. And although we all go, oh gosh, I got a great sweat, is that a sign that I worked out properly? In some ways, yes, because it feels rewarding that you've built up a nice sweat. But if it's a hot day, again, it's counterintuitive. You want to stay cool to keep your fatigue levels down and your energy levels up. So the way you dress can make a big difference. Notice today, I'm purposely wearing something sleeveless to expose more skin. And as I back up, you'll even see I'm wearing kind of a looser or baggy short rather than my typical leggings, because once again, that exposes more skin, which allows for better evaporation, whisking away of that heat and cooling down of the internal body, which is so important during the hot months. Also note, wearing lighter colors if you're going to go outside is a good idea, because black, as you know, the upholstery of your car gets awful hot when it's black. And the same thing, it kind of attracts and absorbs that sun. So put away those yoga pants, those gals of you out there, for maybe fall, and get a nice pair of light color shorts to wear if you are doing any training outside, walking or running or whatever you might be doing. That's tip number 2. Also know that there are some protective things you should also keep in mind, like having a visor or a hat if you're outdoors, proper UV sunglasses. You can even buy these really neat kind of, they call them cooling towels, where all you have to do is twist and snap, and chemically they cool down, and you'll put them on your neck, by your neck or wrist or top of your head to cool down if you're outside. And then on to my next tip. I call this less is more. Sometimes during the summer, it's okay to cut down on the intensity, and in particular, the cardio intensity, which is where that elevated heart rate and building up of a lot more heat happens, say, versus stretching or doing some nice, slow, controlled strength and balance work. So in today's circuit, I'm going to be omitting a cardio component and focusing on strength, mobility, strength, and balance, because those activities don't build up as much internal heat. And so it's okay to do a little less. You still want to get some cardio in. It doesn't have to be real aggressive, maybe just a nice walk or rock on your board, but keep it on the low end so that you don't overheat during the heat. And then the next one is, if you have the opportunity, hit the water, hit the H2O. If you have a pool, if you have a body of water nearby that you can just do some type of fitness in the water. It could be simple swimming or treading water or leg lifts or buying some of those flotation devices that allow you to get some strength underwater. Just such a great way to work the body against the resistance of water, which has a natural cooling component for you. Great tip. Next, head for the air. What do I mean by that? Not that air. What I mean is, think about where you might be able to train that has a good cooling system. Maybe it is time to hit the gym because they have a great air conditioning system there. Or maybe the ice skating ring. Or maybe there's just an area in your house where you have a nice big fan or cooler of some sort. Make sure that those are the areas you try to get to when you're doing those training routines during the heat. And then last but not least, and then we'll start getting ready for the workout today, is to go with the flow. And what I mean by that is there are certain movements, and we're going to do them today, especially more rhythmic limbering and mobility type movements, where you take advantage of the fact that if it's a little warmer outside, that actually is an asset to joint mobility and muscle flexibility. Because when you warm your muscles and joints, and you do limbering type movements, motion is lotion, and so you can really put a little extra focus on increasing mobility and flexibility during the hot months. The weather will be an asset. All right, those are my tips for today, and let's just see who's in the house, if I've got any comments. Hey, Pat. Hi, Doug. Thank you for the welcome back. I was on a little vacation, a family trip up to the mountains of California by Tahoe, and it was beautiful. We got out right before the fires, so that really was lucky for me. But I am so ready to get back on board. I hope you are too with me. So what do we need for today's workout? Aha, don't forget your water, because today is all about staying cool and hydrated. But as you'll notice, I have my bands attached to my board on the outside compartments that allow the band to slip through. Now, for those of you that, I don't know, maybe you just can't find your bands right now and you want to get going, or for you just don't care for the resistance bands, you can also use dumbbells for the movements. So if you don't care to work with the elastic resistance, you can have a set of light dumbbells nearby, which can be utilized for the same movements, or even 2 water bottles, which does provide about a half pound of resistance. And more importantly, it puts something in your hand that reminds you to move with control and resistance. All right? The circuit today is going to start with mobility, move on to strength, and then parlay into balance. So we'll be circuiting, meaning we'll do mobility, strength, balance, and then we start again. Mobility, strength, balance. And again, that's what circuiting is all about. It's going from one activity to the next in a little time duration and following that circuit until we get a great workout for the entire body. So are you guys ready? Mona, thanks for being here. I'm ready to go. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear. I have a little background beat music going, but you may not be able to hear it. It just helps me because I find that for my purposes, if I've got a little bit of a background beat, I stay on tempo better for you. So if you can hear it, great. I'm hearing it in my earphones. If not, then let me know if you're not hearing me. I'm not talking loud enough. because that's always so important, is to make sure that you're hearing my cues and my communications. And I'll check in every water break for any comments that you want to share. Okay, so let's get up and get going. Here we go. Let's stand up nice and tall, back side of your board. Hopefully it's all set up. And let's just take a nice little side-to-side lunge, hands on top of the poles. Oh, this feels so good to warm up a little bit. Just lunge it out. Notice I'm adding a little shoulder circle to this. Good. Nice deep breaths. And then center out, sit back, and up. Sit back, and up. And you're gonna feel a nice little stretch down the back of those legs and into your hips and hamstrings. Those are the back of the legs, by the way, hamstrings. You might even feel this in those calf muscles. Rock back. Now, as we progress this, see if you can't lift your toes up a little bit and get on your heels as you rock the hips behind. And then see if you can lift up a little bit onto your toes as those hips come forward. Nice, just warming up those ankles, those knees, those hips. Beautiful. Now stay in the back position, hips back, and just tap your toes. Tap it right and left or left and right, it doesn't matter. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Warm up those shins. Here we go, in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now come flat back and roll through. Take your time. Let's use a deep breath during this movement. So I want you to exhale, and as you come forward, inhale. Again, exhale, tuck your chin in. Exhale, flatten your back. Wiggle your fingers a little bit. Up and around. Oh, that feels so good this morning, doesn't it? And it's so nice to have this 60 up board poles to make you feel comfortable in space. Here we go, 4 more. Nice. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Inhale, exhale, all the way up to top. Now, first move, take the arms out. Let's mobilize the shoulders. Just give a big hug. Big hug. Mobilize those shoulders. Hug, open, hug, open, hug, open. Nice. Bend those elbows, then extend. Palms up. On the way out. 4 more. 3, 2. Now, front and back. Let's go back, front. Thumbs up, up. Nice. Come on. Now, if it makes you uncomfortable to let go of your poles, then feel free to hold on with one and do about, 3 or 4, and then switch arms, 3 or 4 with the other arm, right? So always know you can modify this to work with you and any balance problems you might be experiencing. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one. Now arms out to the side if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Remember, part 1 of our circuit is mobilizing. And we're going to start with the upper body, and then we'll do the lower body. Good job. 4 more. 4, and 3, and 2. And last one. Now step up onto your board. Step up with your right. Step up with your left. We're ready to move on to a little strength move. So let's take the right handle and just rock side to side a little bit. Just get your bearings on your board. Then I want you to bottom it out on the right side and then lift up and down, just the right arm. So working that shoulder, up, down. I want you to notice that my arm is only going about a third of the way. It's not going all the way up to the shoulder because that tube is a little too tight for me to do it all the way up to the shoulder, but that's okay because the first third of the movement is actually probably the most important part of the movement. Keep that elbow a little bent, that wrist strong. 4 more, 3 more, 2, 1. Now other side, rock it over, grab that opposite handle, find your center, and lift up as high as you can without letting that wrist get into some weird position. So keep the knuckles to forearms strong and long. Good. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. Working those deltoids. You got this. Again. Up. Down. Almost. Inhale, exhale. 4 more times. And 3, 2. Last one. All right, put it down. Balance work. Step to the middle. Right here. Bring both feet to the center. And from here, we're going to transfer our weight onto the right foot only and try to balance the board. Hands on top of those poles, just hold. See if you can keep it in the center. Head up high. We're going to hold it for 30 seconds on each leg. Now, if it rocks a little bit, that's okay. Use your arms to your hands to kind of steady it. Get it right in the center. Hold. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, other foot. So step down on the red line and lift up the opposite foot. Standing on the left, holding the right up. Keep your chest up. Keep your chin up. Excellent. Imagine there's a book on your head. Try to keep it nice and steady. 10 more seconds. You've got this. This is that balance and stabilizing part of the circuit. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and step back and off. All right, lower body next. Are you ready for this? We're going to face the right. We're going to rock and roll the feet. So what I'm doing here is like a little rocking horse move. But I'm really focusing on mobilizing those ankles by pulling up the front toe as I set back with my hips, and then pulling up the back heel as I push my hips to the front. So really put your focus of this move down low in those ankles and all of those muscles at the bottom of the foot. Rock and roll it. Good. Inhale, exhale. Chin and chest up. Mobilize, strengthen, and mobilize. Strength comes next. But for right now, let's just mobilize those legs. Forward and back. Excellent. Two more. Last one. All right, now from here, we have to turn around and mobilize in the other direction. So rock and roll those feet off the floor. Remember what I said, as the hips go back, the front toe comes up. As the hips go forward, the back heel comes up. Nice. Allow your body to sway gently forward and back with that rocking action at the feet. But keep in mind, this is generated from the ankles when it moves up the knees and into the hips. A lot of mobilizing going on here. So important for being able to keep a nice mind to muscle when it comes to walking and not tripping. You need to keep those ankles mobile. Good. 2 more. All right, let's step up to that platform again for our strength move. So the strength move, first set, you're going to hold the right handle right on the hip. Right on the hip. You can hold the left handle in your hand and give me a little calf raise. Up and down. Up and down. So we work the shoulders for the upper body. Now we're working the feet and the calf muscles for the lower body. Good. Keep going. Up, down, up, down. Now there's a little bit more tension building up on the right side because of the band. So we are going to do a few more reps like this and then switch the band hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down. Put that band down. Shake the feet or the knees a little. Pick up the other band. Put it on your hip and continue. Up, down, up, down. Try to keep the board as centered as you can. Good. Lift, lower, lift, lower. You got this. Great. Up, down, up. You might feel a little contraction in your bicep on that side as well. 3, 2, 1. Now, put the band down and stamp on your toes. Let's stabilize and balance right up here, high on the toes. Heels are up, chin is up, chest is up. Try to hang out here. Come on, you can do this. 30 seconds. Breathe. Try to keep it in the center. Tighten up your core. Lift up your pelvic floor. Chin parallel to the ground. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heels down. Bottom out. Step off. And let's get our first water break. Good job. All right, we've made it through one circuit of upper body mobility, strength, stability, and low body mobility, strength, and stability. So let's take our 4 gulps and then we'll be back up on board soon. That's 3 for me. How about you? Good. All right, that's 6 for me. Awesome job. All right, so let's come back behind the board again. Take my notes with me so I don't forget what I worked on here. All right, so we're gonna take here and start just with a nice shoulder mobility move. Shoulder circles back. And as you're rolling those shoulders back, kind of pick up those elbows a little bit and let your body rock side to side. Nice. Inhale, exhale. You've got this. Now let's take one at a time and lift a little bit higher with that elbow. Allow your body to just rotate ever so slightly side to side. Good. You've got this. So we're warming up that upper back and shoulder girdle. Opening up that chest. If you can, big arm. So remember, I usually progress a movement by increasing the range of motion. But if that's a little too difficult, just take it back to the next less ranged movement. Here we go. 4 more. 3, 2, 1, and step on up for strength. Okay, this time for our strength move, we're going to grab the right handle and we're going to do an uppercut cross. So we're going to go up and down. So you want to feel this through your chest and bicep. Cross towards the opposite pole. And if you want, you can rock a little bit on the board as you push across with the arm. So weight to the left, out to the right. Left, right. Now really make sure to avoid jutting the chin forward or rounding the upper back. Make sure you're keeping that sternum up and that chin parallel to the floor. Uppercut. Nice. Keep going. Don't forget a nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Feeling that right arm and that right side of the chest or pectoralis muscle. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and then we're going to put that tubing down, grab the other side. All right, same thing here, cross rock, uppercut. Engage those arm muscles, engage those shoulder muscles, engage those chest muscles. Put a little mind to muscle here as we combine balance and strength. As you rock and manipulate that board and pull that band right across your body. Keep your head up, keep your chest up. Looks great. I wish I could see you. I hope it looks great, I should say. Nice. Notice also you're feeling that weight shift through the thighs and down all the way to the balls of the feet, making that nice contact with the board, shifting your weight. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and then go ahead and put that band back on. And now from here, we're going to work a little on a wide balance stance. So widen your feet, toes pointing outward a little bit towards the 3s, and see if you can find the center of your board. See if you can keep both ends of the board elevated, head high, chest up. Try to keep that board as stable in the center as you can. And of course, make sure you're still breathing. Inhale and exhale. See what you need to do to keep that board from rocking too much. Let's hold on here. Knees in the direction of the toes. You're going to start feeling the inner thigh muscles gripping. If it's easy, you can always make it harder by letting go with one or both hands. We're holding it for 30 seconds. We're almost there. Hold. Whew. You've got this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job, done. All right, walk those feet in and we'll work the lower body. So step off. Again, bottom your board out. That always makes it a little bit more comfortable as you exit the board to bottom out to one side. All right, here we go. So we're going to take one foot, slide it around. So notice it's like I'm drawing a circle on the ground with my leg and hip. My hands are on the poles. I'm keeping the center of my body nice and stable, my head up high, and I'm just making a nice circle round and out with my toe on the ground. Now, if you want to advance this mobility a little bit, you can, instead of sliding around, you can circle around, letting the foot come off the floor, kind of like a hurdler stretch here. So the knee comes back and around. Remember, you can always stick with the easier version, which is foot on the floor, circling around and back, really loosening up that pelvis and hip joint. Good, you got this. Chin and chest up high. Excellent. Inhale, exhale. Beautiful. Four more. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Then step on up for our strength move. This one, our toes are out, knees are out, kind of 2 and 2. And we're just going to try to do a nice controlled plie squat. So a plie or sumo squat is where the knees bend and the tailbone drops directly down. Now, your knees might hit the poles a little bit. That's okay. If that's happening, sit back a little more into your heels and stick your hips back behind you a bit more. Try to get a nice rotation in that hip, external rotation. Go all the way down and up. Feel that strength that's working through those legs. Now, for those of you that want to make this a little tougher, once again, you can hold those cords up at your hips or out to the side like a bicep curl. And that's going to add resistance, but as well as challenge your balance. So it doesn't have to be both. It could be one, which is going to add a little more tension to the right side. So after a few, you'll want to pick up the left side as well if you were only doing one arm. But remember, the advancement isn't for everyone. So stay comfortable. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and then put that cord back on. Walk the feet into the middle, balance, hold, feet to the center, one leg out and hold up. Now try to hold this nice tall posture with the board centered for 30 seconds, and then we'll do the other leg. Hold it there. Now if you want, you can add a little tiny pulse outward with the leg if you want to add an added challenge to this balance work. But again, that's only if you feel like you've hit it and you're solid with just the plain hold. Hold it tall, chest up, chin up, shoulders back and down, head high. That's it in 4, 3, 2, switch sides. Place the other foot on that red line and lift the other side. Again, try to balance that board, and if you want, add a pulse, that outer leg or hip muscle. You got it. Whoo boy. Fight for balance. Chest up, chin up, abdominals in, core engaged. A lot going on. Here we go in 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Whew, second break, here we go. So we finished a second circuit around mobility, strength, and balance, upper and lower body. So let's get some water again. And again, it might be a nice time if you want to put a comment in the chat box. It's nice because I can read them here. I'm seeing everybody today, which is always super nice. All right, take those sips of water now. That's it. Keep going. Awesome. Okay, so hopefully you got 4 to 6 sips in, and we're ready to move on to our next circuit. The upper body mobility move is going to be spinal rolls. So sometimes I like to do those from the side position because it gives me a little more freedom to hold one hand on my thigh and one hand on the pole. So let's come down and roll up, and come down and roll up. Now we kind of did this in the warm-up, so you should be maybe even a little bit more exaggerated in that rolling action of the spine. Feet could be about shoulder width apart. Try to come down with a flat back and then roll through. And as you're coming down, you arch the back just a little bit, opening the chest. And as you roll through, you tuck the pelvis a little bit, stretching out the lower back. Now notice my other hand is resting on the back thigh. That way I always feel like I've got good control of those back ligaments and muscles. Good job, guys. Let's do about 4 more. Inhale and exhale. 3, 2 more. Taking advantage of the summer heat to get those joints and muscles limbered and loosened. Now turn around to the other direction. Again, hand on opposite thigh, come down and roll through. So same move, just giving you a little different stretch because the arm that's on the pole is going to have a little more of a stretch going on at the shoulder as you come down into that forward position with the spine. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Try to also include a nice neck roll all the way up tall, down flat. Use your breath. 4 more. Addressing that upper body, that mid-torso. 2 more. Doesn't that feel great? Last one. All right, now for this strength move, we're going to come back to the front. We're going to step up, one foot then the other, but we're going to pivot turn and be in our side position. All right, front hand on the bar or the pole, back hand grabbing your tube. We're going to row our arm up and down towards the ceiling. Now I want you to put the weight forward a little bit on that front foot so that you have a nice lean, forward lean with your torso as you row with those larger back muscles. Now for many of us, these muscles are stronger than the deltoids, so you might be able to grab a little lower on your tubing. You don't have to always use the handle to get adequate resistance in the band. Good. Make sure that you're not letting your head collapse forward or your chin jut out. Keep a nice, long, strong line from head to hip. Try to keep that board. Now, if you want to advance this, you can try to balance your board in the center as you're rowing. That's going to make it a lot harder, isn't it? There you go. Breathe. Inhale, exhale. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Now hold here. And from here, we're just going to take and balance on this side, and by lifting that leg behind you, keeping a contraction across the latissimus dorsi or back muscle by keeping the elbow up high and close to your body. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, 30 seconds, but don't hold your breath. So even if you're holding the move, make sure you're not holding your breath. Stabilize and balance. That's it. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring that foot back down. Go ahead and hook up that band. Take your time and pivot to the front. Take a nice deep breath and pivot around to the other side. So once again, we're going to grab that band with the back arm. We're going to lean in with our torso, holding the pole, and row the opposite elbow up towards the ceiling. Now remember, with this one, you can always grab a little lower on the tube if you're not feeling enough resistance. Elbow up, lift, breathe. And another thing you can do to make it a little tougher is balance the board in the center as you do this versus grounding it down and forward. Here we go. Pull, breathe, balance. You've got this. Up and up. Good job. 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it up. Here comes the balance. Leg up. Weight will shift to the front. Keep that leg up, but not so high that you feel any tight but cramping or tension in your lower back. Good work. Tighten up those abdominal muscles. Hold. 30 seconds. You've got this. Keep that elbow tucked up alongside your body. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You did it. All right. Go ahead and put that handle back down. Come back to the center with the toes front. Bottom out to one side or the other and step off. Whew. Shake it off for a little bit. Nice upper body series. Okay, lower body again, mobility first. So I want you to take and place one foot up on the red line, right foot, and then take the back leg and stride back a little further. And from here, you're just gonna rock the heel up and down. So heel up, heel down, heel up, heel down. Nice. You're gonna feel a nice little hip flexor stretch as the heel comes up, and really nice calf stretch as the heel goes down. Again, mobilizing that lower body. These are all great moving dynamic stretches to keep those muscles limber and loose, to keep the blood circulating. And remember, my point was, find the moves that complement a hot day. And feel free to do less of those moves that overheat you. 4 more. And 3, chin up high. And 2. We're gonna switch feet. Are you ready? All right, step in, switch, other foot up on top. Slide the back foot a little further back so you're gonna get a nice hip stretch. Let that heel come up and the hip come forward. Stay nice and tall. Back knee is bending inward as that hip tilts. Pelvic tilt slightly towards me. There you go. Chin up, chest up. Breathe. Excellent. Come on. Up, back, up, back. 4 more times. And 3, 2. Last one. Okay, bring that back foot in a little closer. Step both down. All right, step up, right then left, narrow. Now, our strength move for our lower body, we did plie squats. This time we're going to do chair squats. So you want to have your feet 1 and 1 or maybe a little bit wider, but not much. And then you really want to imagine that there's a chair behind you and you're trying to get those hips back to hover over the chair. But as you hover the chair with the hips, don't let your chin drop or your chest drop. Don't let the upper back round out forward. Don't forget to let your hands just slide comfortably up and down the poles. Reach back with those hips for the chair. Strengthening those thigh and hip muscles. Very functional because this is the position we want to be able to do. Get up and down out of chairs without assistance. Sit back and up. Now you're adding that element of keeping that board as steady in the center as you can. Nice deep breaths. Beautiful. Keep going. Again. Couple more. Last one. Now on this one, our balance move is going to be what I call the air squat. So try to let go with one arm and hold it. 30 seconds with this arm, 30 seconds with the other. But do not overarch or round your back. Keep that back long and strong. If it's too low, come out of it a bit. But hold that yoga air squat. Hold. Breathe. Balance. Root your feet into the board. Switch arms, other side up, hold and balance. You've got this. Those of you that want to be a little more challenging can let go and keep the other arm to the side or put both up. That's more challenging, isn't it? So feel free to do what works for you. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, come out of the air chair. Ground your board, step back and get some water. Good job. You just finished your 3rd circuit. Very nice. All right. Whew. You got this. We're almost there. One more circuit and then we'll stretch, okay? All right, let's see if anybody's checked in with me. Let's see. Oh, Vicky, so sad to hear you're not feeling well. But keep in mind, I'm doing a lighter version of the 60 up circuits because of the heat, and that might work well if you're just a little under the weather. But if you're really feeling bad, of course, take a break and just enjoy watching. Sometimes just watching gives you ideas of what you can do when you feel a little better. All right, here we go. Last circuit through. Last circuit through. So good. All right, so now we're going to, in this circuit, remember what we're doing, gang. We're mobilizing upper body first. We're mobilizing lower body second. And we follow the mobilizing with strength and stability. Oops, I just untied my shoe. Hold on here. Nice having a chair nearby, isn't it? All right. So, we're going to do the goalpost slide. Now, let's do one arm at a time. Pivot turn, quarter turn to the outside so that your left hand is on your pole, your right arm is out like a goalpost. You know how the football goalpost is? And then slide up for 2 and down for 2. Up for 2 and down. Now, as you're sliding this goalpost, I want you to imagine that if you were against a wall, that you would be sliding up the wall and keeping contact with the back of the hand, the wrist, the forearm, and the elbow. So keep it back alongside your ear to get a really nice mobilizing of that shoulder girdle. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale, exhale. Keep your core in control. Waistline in. Glutes a little tight. Chin up parallel to floor. Good. If you want to increase the stretch, look in the opposite direction of the arm that's moving. You'll feel a nice little neck stretch too. 4 more. Nice. And 3. Don't let anything else in your body move. 2. 1 more. All right, we're going to turn it around and do the other side. So once again, get that arm out to the goalpost. Imagine you're against a wall, holding the pole. Slide that arm up and down, out to the side alongside your ear. Try to keep it open. Try to keep it back as high as it can go, and then back into your rib cage. Inhale, exhale. Keep your chest lifted. Keep your core tight. Keep your glutes a little tight. Be solid on your feet. Look in the direction opposing your arm for an added neck stretch. Good. You're looking towards me probably anyway, right? You got it. Inhale, exhale. Couple more. All right, let's step on board. So go ahead and bottom out one side, come back to the center, grab the right handle, bicep curls, easy peasy. So we're just gonna rock if you like, keep that elbow right at the side and strengthen those biceps. Now for those of you that are a little more advanced, you can do both together, but remember, pace yourself, because if that doesn't feel comfortable, it's not worth taking yourself off comfort or off balance to do it. We are going to get the other arm in the second set. Good. Keep that elbow down. Curl that arm in and out. Good job. You got it. Let's do 4 more. 3. And if you get tired, let go of the tubing and just do the curl. Last one. Switch sides. Shake off that arm, or shake off both arms if you did both. Grab the opposite side, or re-grab both, and then again, let's add that little rocking action to that bicep curl. Keep your chest up, keep your chin up, keep your elbow right in at your waist. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Keep the head up. Now, if you start to find you're fatiguing, then by all means, try to keep going and just let go of the tube for a few reps. You don't have to have the resistance for it to be working. Now, granted, obviously, it's not as much tension to the muscle without the tubing, but that's okay. Couple more. Last one. All right, go ahead and put that tubing back on. Now from here, we're going to take the feet back to the center. We're going to stay on our left foot, but we're going to take the right behind you and curl, hamstring curl balance. So lean a little forward, stay on that one leg, and curl the hamstring just like you were curling the bicep. You've got this. Try to keep that board centered and balanced. 30 seconds each side. Chest up, chin up. Nice deep breaths. You've got this. Nice work. 4 more, here we go. 4, and 3, and 2. Switch legs. Reposition for balance. Kick the left leg back. Center your board. Lean a little forward and curl. Curl. So that back leg hamstring curl, try to stabilize that board. Lean just slightly forward. Chest up, chin up. Be solid on the right leg. Keep breathing. Almost there. 4 more times. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right. Rock down, step off. Last mobilizing move. We're going to do the legs now. So I want you to turn to the side. Hold your pole, take the back leg, and just go up and back. Find a little swing rhythm. Up and back. Don't worry about too high. Just let it swing like a little pendulum. Keep your chest up. Keep your chin up. Good. Keep your abdominals pulled in. Nice work. 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Turn around. Same thing other side. Hold the pole with the inside arm. Stand on the inside leg, the one closest to the board. Then start a nice gentle swing forward and back with the outside leg. Now, we are working on mobility, but also control and balance and stability. Because you're standing on one leg. Breathe. Good job. Try to let it swing as freely as you can. You have to bend that knee a little bit to get it through. 4 more. No sweat workout, guys. 3. Well, there's sweat, but hopefully it's having time to evaporate. If you missed my opening, you'll understand why that's important. Go back and catch the rewind. All right, bring it back to the center. Whew. Right leg up, left leg down. Put it on that red center. Slide the back foot a little further back, but lift the heel in a stationary lunge position. Now bend, lift, both knees. Now how do you know if your position is good? That back knee should be dropping directly down and forming kind of a right angle at both knees. If you feel like you can't, it's just a little too much flexion at the knees, then try a little bigger stance. Slide that back foot a little further back. Find that level that feels perfect for the lunge. Down, up. Try to keep that board centered. Good job. Four more times. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now from here, launch up. Balance. Extend the knee and bend. So instead of a hamstring curl, let's just press the leg forward and stay really tall and centered over the right leg. 30 seconds. You've got it. And if extending it's too much, just touch the red ball. You could also just do a tap on the ball. Whatever feels comfortable for you and allows you to balance in the center. 4 more. Wiggle your fingers. 3, chin and chest up. 2, 1. Now put this foot down, left foot down, squiggle to the middle, right foot back. Slide it back to where you've got a nice range between the 2 feet that allows you to feel comfortable as you bend both knees and give me a stationary lunge up and down. Good. Now if your knees are bothering you today, just reduce the range of motion, maybe just go an inch or 2 into it. But your goal is to try to get both knees to about a 90-degree or right angle, front and back, not just front, not just back. Keep that chest up high, chin up too. Breathing. Oh, I love that little extra wobble we get out of the board. Makes so many other muscles, stabilizer muscles kick in that front knee as we go down, that back knee as we come up. Whew. Almost done, guys. Got a few more. Last one. And then launch up, find your balance, and either touch the red ball, tap it, or extend out to the front. Good. Remember, the goal is to balance in the final part of the circuit. So balance on that one foot. Keep that chin up and that chest up. Inhale, exhale. Whew. Work that foot. Don't let it get too far on either the outer edge or the inner edge. Find the center. Keep the arch lifted. 4 more. Here we go. 4, 3, 2, 1, and step it back. Whew. Good job. Let's come get our final sip of water, and then I'm going to give you a nice stretching cool down. Because remember what I said about that benefit of taking advantage or going with the flow in those first tips about how to beat the heat, my summer training tips. You know, we know that heat accelerates muscle temperature and makes the muscles more flexible. So nothing like a good stretch on a hot day. Here we go. Don't forget, we want 4 or so deep gulps. Hopefully you finished your whole glass. I did. One more. Okay, here we go. Let's bring it down now. All right, so I'm going to grab my chair for this because I love being grounded. So I didn't mention have a chair nearby, but hopefully you have one. And we can all sit together. I'm actually going to pull this one out. It's easier for me to manipulate. So I want you all to sit down in your chair. If it is a desk chair like this, make sure you lock it down so it doesn't go rolling around on you, so you feel safe, okay? All right, sit up nice and tall. Bring one arm up and just twist it like you're twisting a light bulb. Inhale and exhale. Expand those ribs as you breathe deep. Exhale, but don't let your posture collapse. One more. Deep breath. And now placing the other hand on the chair or your thigh if you're standing, reach up and over. Stretch out those latissimus dorsi muscles and those lateral muscles of the core and the body. Nice work. So today was our Beat the Heat 60 up circuit. I tried to get you to work out without too overdoing it or doing so much that you get a little too sweaty and have troubles cooling down. But we still had a great workout that focused on joint mobility, circulation, flexibility, strength, and balance. Twist that light socket up above your head. Imagine there's, like a light bulb that you're twisting in and out. Good. And now take the other arm, ground it on your chair or thigh, and reach up and over. Take a deep breath here. In the latter part of class, when you're really working on deeper flexibility moves, try to hold those stretches for about 20 to 30 seconds, which is usually about 3 to 5 deep, slow breaths. All right, bring that arm back. Let's just roll and grab the back of our chair, if you have one. If not, grab your hands behind you. If you've got a chair, then it allows you something to really reach away from. Opening up the chest and front shoulders. Now tuck the chin down and then let the head slowly come back to neutral. Tuck down, stretching out the back of the neck. Make sure you're also adding those deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more. And then pull yourself back up to seated posture. Place your hands on your front of your thighs. If you are seated, slide forward with your hips and extend one leg out in front. Then lean over it. Now you can't see my toe, I don't think. But take your toe and rock it down and up. Make sure you don't slip off your chair. Now again, for any of you that are not on a chair, you could do this standing, holding your pole by just kind of leaning into that leg right here. Move this back a little. Hold on to that stretch. We are addressing our problem areas when it comes to flexibility. Hamstring, chest, and hip flexor is coming up next. Now just lean in and hold. Let your hand reach down towards your toe or on your shin. Make sure it's supported, but just try to relax over that leg as much as you can. Inhale and exhale. Couple more. Usually after a nice workout and a warm day, you're going to get your greatest ranges of motion back. So I hope you're feeling that. All right, let's bring this back up. Take the same leg that's out. You're already on the edge of your chair. So now swing it to the back and in a side saddle position on your chair, make your legs look like you're in a runner's lunge, except you're supported on your chair so you can really have a nice comfortable stretch to this hip and hip flexor area. Now again, if you don't have a chair, the standing move would just go from here to swing back there. But using the chair allows you to relax into it. Push a little deeper with the support of your chair so you don't feel like you're gonna get too close to the ground. Hold and breathe. This is another really tight muscle group. Important to try to keep that muscle as pliable and supple as possible. All right, now just gently lean back into the rear of your chair to allow you to kind of bring the legs together and set up for the other side. So we're gonna slide out, take the other leg to the front, lean in, and then rock that foot. And I do see, you're not seeing my leg, but I think you know what I'm doing. Either way, down and up. Notice how I'm resting my arm or my forearm on the opposite thigh. It allows me to lean in, but feel nice and solid and controlled through my back. Versus if I was just hanging here, then I would feel too much tension in my lower back. And we want to stretch and release now. So lean in with your body, rock your foot, keep that front leg as straight as you can, and breathe. We're almost done. All right, now just slide that hand down your shin and hold on. Take a few deep breaths down here. All right, now remember how we had to get this leg to the back? You lean back and shimmy that leg around so that now you're in a runner's lunge. And I know it doesn't happen that easy. So take your time and you can kind of like shuffle it around, but you have to lean back to allow that knee to get back there without too much torque. Push that hip forward once you're in the runner's lunge. Or again, feel free to do this from standing position if it's awkward on the chair. Open up that hip flexor, feel a nice stretch down from the belly all the way through the thigh. Good job. So as we end our summer circuit, or the heat circuit, we hit those muscles that need that extra attention to stay pliable, loose, flexible. Nice deep breaths. All right, to get out of this, once again, you have to lean back towards the opening or the back of your chair, and then just gently let this leg slide around, or I like to do this little hoppy move. And then once my knees are together, then I can pull both knees in together, and I don't have to worry about any kind of torquing or tweaking at my knee. All right, sitting up nice and tall, let's just take a nice deep breath up. Exhale down. Again. Fill up those lungs. Feel good about what you did today. Last one. And give a little bow to your effort and a big hand for joining me today. All right, guys. I'm so glad that you joined me today. I hope that you enjoyed my summer circuit. I'm hoping that you guys were here to begin with so you could hear my little announcements about training in the heat. If you weren't, I did post my tips, which started with hydration, finishes with hydration, types of clothes you wear, little less is more was another one, getting in the pool if you can, heading for the air conditioning, and going with the flow, which is what we did today. We really took our time and worked a little bit more on mobility and flexibility, because that is something that whenever we are doing workouts in the heat is going to be accelerated or advanced because of the heat. So take advantage of it, right? All right, Doug, I'm so glad you were here and you stayed through the whole workout. Do know that these posts on 60 Up members, hey, Matthew, thank you too. They stay probably for at least a few days before they get hidden down the track. And then I also post them on YouTube. So if you just go to YouTube, YOUTUBE, in case you've never been there, and you put in 60 Up workouts, up will come all of the list of workouts that are available from Dan, myself, Debbie, and they are usually numbered or dated so that you can try to find the one that you want to repeat. So it's great. I think, oh my gosh, at last count, I know there was over 100 workouts available. So please keep in mind that any piece of equipment, be it dumbbells, be it a bicycle, be it a 60 Up board, is only as good as you use it. And to get you to use it, having the availability to work out live with experts like Dan and myself that have our degrees in fitness and hope to share all of our knowledge with you, live or recorded, is key to you staying consistent and adhering to your program. And then you will see the results. So you can't just use it as a clothes hanger and get results, all right? You've got to pull it out, you got to do the workouts, and then you're going to have wonderful results in so many ways. So thank you once again, all of you. I'm glad to be back too, and I will see you again next week on Wellness Wednesday with Kathy Stevens. So thank you again. And I will be referring to any questions or comments that you guys think of. Just come on back and I look at the box, during the week to see if there were any other comments that people had or questions. So again, signing off. Have a great rest of this month. Take care.